that has brought the attributes like lockdown of churches, schools, offices, restaurants, transport, etc. Expose the technical weakness of ABC Church, hence losing track of its members, reduction in tithes, offering, and donations to the church. In fact, we all know the presence of the COVID has caused a lot of things. So in the effort for ABC Church to reach its members, the Executive Council of the church have agreed to build a website to enable live streaming of church service to reach both new and old members of the church. So the solution here now is to build a website that will have the following features: home, about, ministries, e-stores, conferences, media, give, contact us, and prayer requests. So we assume that all risks have been identified with its method of mitigation. Then we also assume that we will use the Moscow as a business technique. The Moscow gives us the opportunity to know which feature must be there, which and what should or not. So this help us get a solicitation information from our clients so that we can build a good website for them. All risk is involved. So here we're looking at human risk, we're looking at operational risk, we're looking at, because it involves some form of finance. So we want to consider every risk. So we believe that we'll be able to identify every risk, even though we have identified them, that we hope that they have been taken care of. Then in scope, because we have to design a new website that is attractive, user-friendly, and mobile responsive site. So we're taking into consideration the requirement of the ABC Church. This includes addition of new functionalities for effective and intuitive administrative of the website. So the following will be the following table describes in details the functional of the new site. So we're looking at what the functions the new site should require. So we're saying that we want to look at the design. So we should have a well-designed website according to the church visual identity guidelines. Then we also saying that the site content must also have the host, or that must also have the home, where the page will be starting point for almost or all of anybody who goes to the website or the users. Then we also look at the host, the virtual church service, both members and non-members. We also seeing that they can be able to join live streaming of the church. We also want to have on the site content e-store that can allow the members or each and individual to access and purchase church-related and Christian literature. Then we also want to have a place where the church can also book and attend conference. Then members can also pay their tithe. The same platform should allow members to be able to pay their tithe and offering donations to missions. Then we should also have something that will talk about the church system that has got to do with About Us. So this will also contain the tenets, the vision, the mission, the core values, and the brief history and activities of the church. Then we also have a feature in the site content that will also encompass the various ministry that is in church. That includes the men ministry, women's ministry, youth ministry, children's ministry, evangelism ministry, ministry for people with disabilities. That is the MPWDs. Then we also have the media room that will capture the newsroom, the church resources, magazine, TV, songs, and photo gallery. Then we also have contact, where the church will have its own contact and other people can reach the church online and have other links to it. So it also have CMS that will include languages. We also want to use 4 languages. So we're saying that because it's an international church, we want to capture the major language around the world. That includes English, German, French, and Spanish. And then we also say that we also want to have a good media that we can categorize different services. That includes writing of articles, news and featured articles. We also have taggings. We also have other links that can bring up a page that is not found. Error, those things, all things. We want to make sure that we capture them so that we can remove any errors in the system. Then we also want to have the photo and audio video as one of the media that we have. We want to have a good pictures. We want to have good quality recording and video system. Then we should be able to document things also in our system. So we're also looking at program pages, event calendars, we're looking at blog, publication, fit and other digital collection, then intuitive navigation. So we should be able to navigate within the site, that whatever we're looking for that is open to the users, we can be able to access them. Of course, we also have admin, where certain things will only be limited to the admin. That has got to do with uploading of some materials on our website. So all these feature, content management, layout features, all these things will be seen on our website. So social media integration, and then third party. So the third party has got to do with the host who is going to host the website. So for example, integration of Google Maps for our location, or Google, so that we can get a larger functionality on our website. Then we also have, of course, the user interface. That has got to do with not functional requirement. This has got to do with user performance. We want to see some reliability, usability, performance, security. If people are registering on the website, their data should be able to be kept confidential. Then you also have supportability, online user documentation and help, purchase component interfaces. So we're looking at some constraints that we would think we will envisage whilst we are trying to build this website. So some of the constraints may include time schedule. Probably maybe because we always deliberating and trying to get a better information from our client, there's a possibility that if there's any schedule and we are not careful, of course, we could have some delay in the activities. And then we're also looking at our finance, the quality that clients are looking for. Then probably maybe clients will want to do certain things that they maybe not be able to do. That also has got to do. And then the human resources and the user experience. And then probably maybe we're looking at a website that we can be able to update all the time so that it doesn't become an obsolescence or a technology that will not be in use over a period of time. So we want to make sure that we carry all these things. Since we have been able to identify them, we want to find a means of mitigating them. Then we have broken down the project that we're going to do into phases. So we have the phase one, we're looking at the strategy and the concept development. That will look into project launch, begin to work on the website and the date assigned to them. Then in the phase two, we have website design and development. Phase three, we have production management and implementation with it as attended date. And then phase four, we will have outcome evaluation, whereby the project will be assessed. So this is the general feature and background of how the website is going to look like. So if you log onto the website, you have the home. So the home is the first landing port of the website. That gives you the opportunity to see the various pictures and the menus that we have. Then out of the other menus, we have about us, as I've already explained, we have vision, we have beliefs, we have core values, activities. When it comes to ministry, we have the various ministries that we can see under it. We have youth, men, women, children, evangelism, and PWDs. When it comes to eStore, we have Christian books, we have CDs, we have diaries and calendars. In fact, this one, we have a lot of them. I have to combine some of them. We have diaries, we have calendars, we have branded bags, we have stickers, we have Bible, we have devotional guide, we have air refreshener, key holders, we have badges. All these things are branded souvenirs of the church. Then under conference, we're saying that the church can be able to host annual conference online. They can also be able to register their conference online. We're looking at paying tithe and offering, donations to missions to Africa project. Then we also have some mission work also in South or Latin America. Then we also have some mission work for shelter for homeless. So here we team up with the local authorities so that we can identify some people who are homeless, then we can provide shelter for them. These are some of the missionary works that we have on our site. Then we also have a media. In the media, we have the TV and newsroom, we have the church resources, we have songs, we have gallery. Then when it comes to contact, we have how to reach us, we have online chat, we have links to other websites or other churches or other branches of the church that we have. Then ABC in other 20 US states. When we click on this, it will give us the feature to identify all the contact or mailing address of the various assemblies or the districts that we have. Then we have our last feature that we have is the prayer request. So where members can go in and send their prayer requests to the church, and then the church prayer warriors can access it and pray for such people that is in need. Then we're looking at requirements. So here we're discussing our features into details. So we're saying that our homepage, this figure above depicts general overview of the ABC Church website. So we will have Wednesday Bible studies there. We will have Friday night evening service and Sunday morning service as well. When we get to the feature about us, we have the vision, beliefs, core values, brief history, general administration, boards and committees, and then our activities. Feature 3 looks at the ministries, the various ministries that we have. Then when we come to feature 4, we have the e-store where we can access great quality materials and make payments for Christian books, CDs, branded bags, diaries, church calendars, air refreshness, Bible, and a lot of activities that we can see on the screen. Then our e-library, we will be able to access both old and newly recorded message. And so for our feature that includes the conferences, we're saying that this feature will allow ABC Church to organize their annual international conference alongside with different workshops and tutorials that they will be able to host. And so this may include purchasing additional material. So when they can register online, then purchase additional material that they may need for the website. Those who are traveling, okay, can also have access, who are coming from afar. We have other payment platforms that can allow them to be able to make payment when they are booking online. And so these are the Ministries annual conference that we have and their dates. So the Children Ministry annual conference takes place between 10th to 16th of September, Christmas convention 20th to 26th of December, Men's Ministry 18th to 13th to 18th of June, Women's Ministry also between 9th to 15th of May, Youth Ministry 23rd to 29th of August, Evangelism Ministry 11th to 17th of October, and then Easter Convention 4th to 6th of April. So the registration process is as follows. So if you are registering as a conference member, first of all, you should be able to log in or register. If you have not registered, you should be able to register before you log in. You should have access to all materials needed for the conferences. You should be able to book and make payment of $50 or plus any other purchase item that you want to make from the system. Then you have to check our various upcoming conferences. So you can look at the calendar schedule of the various conferences and you can register. And then when you register, you should be able to get a print statement or some sort of a receipt just to make sure that you've been able to register and pay successfully. Then we have our user cases. So we have title, login user, then primary actor is the customer or is the participant or the person who is going to register for the conference. So in order to register, you're saying that, so the summary, in order to get personalized or restricted information, place orders or do other specialized transactions, a user must log in so that the system can determine his access level. So when you are logging in, the system should be able to determine the access level and open the necessary portal for you so that it can be able to register. So the precondition is that the user is registered. Then we have the main flow of the case is equally there. The use case starts when the user indicates he wants to log in. The system requests the username and password. The user enters his username and password, and then the system verifies the username and password against all registered users. So the system starts a login session, displays a welcome message based on the user's preferences. Then alternative flow is also there. We have alternative flow. If user is invalid, the use case goes back to step 4. So the step 4 says that the system verifies the user, and so it gives you the opportunity to verify your details as well. Then after the person has registered, we're saying that the user can now obtain data and perform functions according to his registered level. So since he's been able to log in successfully, then he can be able to register as he wants. So the second case has got to do with registered user. So we're also looking at the participants. So the participants should be able to place orders or do other specialized transactions. A new user must register a username and password. So once now you have registered, you have a username and password. you should be able to log into the system and then make your necessary bookings or purchases that you want to do. And then after you have done that, we're saying that the user now can now obtain data and perform functions according to his registered access level. Of course, there are other exceptions. A registered user's location access level 1, we can give code to them. The user can access only data classification. The user can access data classification I or 1. The user can access data classification default. So we can assign necessary code to them so that they wouldn't find difficult. And this is very, very, very often. Anytime you log in, the priority is very high because it is important that you log in so that the system can be able to capture your details when you are making online purchases or booking a conference, and we place a higher priority on that activity. Then we also have register preferences, where the customer can be able to register for any of the conferences that he has. And the post condition is that the system can customize a welcome message based on the user's revised preferences. So the user is logged in. So this is also very important, and we place a very high priority on that one as well. Then we have charge customer. So here, if the customer is placing order or is booking for a conference, the system should be able to, based on the items that he selects on the platform, it should be able to determine the cost that is due for the participant or the customer be able to pay. And so here we're looking at the money that the customer will be able to pay. So this use case charges the order currently being placed on a credit card. So here the user begins when the user selects credit card. So you select the payment options, then the system will verify your card and then gives you the option. If it's verified and it's correct, gives you the option to make the necessary payment that you have to do. And so the customer has been able to charge for the order. After everything is processed, the payment gateway is accepted, so you can make the necessary payment. And this, we also place a higher priority on this because it involves some security and money matters. Then the next one we want to look at has got to do with placing order. So here the customer places his own order. So this is also the process that the customer goes through. So he can place the order by using his when the customer indicates he wants to place an order for the current product, displays the system by the customer information, the name, the street, the city, the zip, the phone number. So these are the details that are needed by the system from the customer so that the system can be able to give a good and proper service to the customer who is trying to place order on the platform. So this platform will have a security feature that will make sure that our payment system is solid, that does not have any traces that cannot allow people to hack into the system. So we're saying that the product is sold as soon as the purchases order is complete. Then when it comes to the give feature, we're looking at the full name. We're saying that the person should, the person who is donating or who is giving, or the member or any philanthropist who is trying to be charitable to the church will have to indicate his full name, the email address, the phone number, the amount that he is giving. Then he should be able to select the currency in which he is paying, whether in dollars, in pounds, or in euros. The amount that the person is giving, he should be able to select the major currencies that we have. Then giving category. So here, the person has the option to either give to support the missions in Latin America, or we will have a drop-down arrow that will actually depict the various categories of giving features that platforms that we have within the select giving category. So if it's towards Latin America, if it's towards home for the homeless, or if it shelter for the homeless, or for any of the mission activities that we have, the person can be able to select the kind of giving. If it's tithe, it should be able to select tithe. If it's for offering, it should be able to select offering, or for mission, it should be able to select it. So we have tithe and offering, support to mission. So any of these categories that we have there, when it gets to the select column, the person should be able to select and then make the rightful donations. And so for when it comes to the media, we will have our newsroom, resources, magazine, TVs, and when we get to the contact us, we will have various language that is spelled out in there. The person can change the Spanish to German, or he can change the Spanish to French. He has the option of changing any of these languages that he or she wants. Then get in touch with us. We're saying that we want to reach our members so that our members can also find out where we are. So we have a picture of how our church looks like, and then the necessary address is also found there. In fact, when you click on the feature icon that is below the address here, which is indicated in the blue bar, when you click on it, it gives you the option to see the branches we have in other states as well. So if you want to fill in our forms, get in touch with us, we'll be able to do that by giving us your name, your email address, your subject matter, and a brief message that you can have for us. When you send it, we should be able to see it from our back end and immediately respond to your request or give you a call. And so for our online chat, we are live streaming on Facebook, we stream on group WhatsApp, we stream on Twitter. Then we also have links to other websites. So other websites will also lead us to the various area apostles and that of the ministers from various states. So their addresses are as follows. As we can see, all the addresses as follows. And the feature number 9 will have a prayer request where our members can be able to send in their requests. So at this point in time, this is the solid website we are going to build for ABC Church. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So whilst he's still on, comments, feedback, and what have you. So comments, I don't want to mention names, but I see all of you over here. Unmute yourself. Comments, feedback that you have for James for the church project. Go ahead, unmute yourself, and then ask questions. Where is this? You didn't see this in there, and you guys should be able to see a lot because I saw a lot in there. so.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I just joined, but looking at the presentation, I think it's a yeoman's job, and I want to give thumbs up to James for this great work that he's done. I have seen other presentations before, but I think that this is one top notch. Congratulations, James.
Thank you, boss.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Joseph. Well done, James. I wanted to pitch in this. I personally built it, and we had a session where there are previous links to our live sections. I don't know if he factored that.
Previous live sessions.
Yes, we have links to all our live sections. If it's Facebook Live, you have links. We call that column archives.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know if it will be a good thing to factor. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, boss, can I respond to that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, as you are saying, we could have that feature we don't have it, but we have captured every sermon or activities that we do. Our newsrooms are intact to capture everything, and we keep them at our e-stores so that anybody who needs access to those materials can access them. Of course, some of them may come at free. Some activities may come at free. Some other activities, especially when they are recorded on CDs, it come at a cost, so that can be sold. Even though we don't have a feature called archives, but we have a system that is able to document all our activities or record all our activities and keep them in a safe mode and upload them onto our e-platform where people can have access to it. And we have audios, we have articles, we have material that people can also access for free. And so some of these things are there. But I've taken consideration of your archives. So probably maybe old materials, we can move them from there and keep them in archives. That's well noted. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you too.
So I'm not sure if you know what Joseph was saying has to do with, you know, in the requirement. I think I mentioned something about members missing, you know, like a service or something like Bible studies on Wednesday, and you know they will have the ability to just, you know, come on the platform again and watch, you know, the previous sermon. So maybe that was what Joseph was saying. But I think you should have captured it in your, you know, media, you know, center or something like that. So it should be there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I think that was what he was referring to.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see a resources section for the members, as in the place where they can get devotionals and maybe have Bible studies and such. So and then on the live side, I think there was this requirement to have an "I'm in" button.
Steady live. Yeah, Ken, I'm listening. Oh, it's Kuju.
Yeah, it's Kojo here.
Okay, Kuju, I'm listening.
Yeah, I think I remember in the requirements we had a requirement that said when there's the live going on, that there would be a button that says "I'm in," you know, where members can simply click to kind of register their presence.
Okay.
But other than that, it's just the resources section that I didn't really see. So perhaps later you can incorporate that.
All right. Noted.
But awesome work done. Yeah, kudos.
Thank you. So I've noted your the comment and I will update it.
All right, guys. What else is missing? What else in the requirement you guys think is missing? I gave a lot of stuff for the requirement. You know, what is missing? What do you know? Don't you see?
James, I think you've done well. I don't know if I missed the payment gateways, but what payment gateways did you propose to be integrated with the platform?
I think we had please just a moment. Let me. Okay, so we have several paying methods that include check, credit card, or the person can pay cash on site, or we can use the traveler's check, PayPal.
One other thing.
So before you get into that, payment gateway is a critical component of the platform, and it is not supposed to be just on conference session. But you remember, I had a lot to do with payment on the platform, payment of tithing and offering, different projects the church support or the church is into, that people will have to support those projects by also, making some payment, giving to them. So I need to see a full session of that. If that is missing, then we have a whole big piece of our project missing.
Yeah, I think I agree with what Nana said, and the question that Bismarck asked. The payment gateway should be more detailed, and you should give the options for payment, and then specifically let it be a separate item on the presentation.
Yeah, because there's even the part under giving where you can give, let's say, monthly or annually or just a one-time support kind of thing in $50 increments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is also missing.
So basically, the point
Yeah, we will those probably maybe as you are saying, probably maybe we should have probably maybe give a different how do you call it different details. Yeah, because the anticipation is to have captured a lot of them when the person click on select a given category. But it's well noted. I will update it and then.
And the thing is, you cannot also, in as much as you want to allow everybody to be able to contribute money to the church to support your projects or even in tithes and offering. I mean, there were specific payment methods that were listed as well in the elicitation. So you want to indicate what is available or what is acceptable by the church, so that when people want to give, they know that they have to fall within that category. Though we tried to open it up as much as possible, you cannot also have every payment gateway on earth integration API to integrate. So definitely there is so much you can accept, and that should also have come out clearly. So the payment methods and then their integrations.
Okay, so I've taken notice of it. I will update it and then make it specifically for PayPal, Zelle, credit card, Visa, Apple, and Android. Probably I'll make it.
Venmo,
I'll make it stand out. Yeah.
Because there's ACH and then Venmo. So
yeah, so
so
I'll go back and then rework on it.
So let me add a little to it, that you always to take what the stakeholder told you to do, okay? Because it is whatever the stakeholder requires to be seen on the platform that you built for him. Okay, so what Bismarck has just alluded to right now is very, very true. If there were specific payment methods or gateway that the stakeholder asked you to use, then those details must be captured in this BRE document.
Yeah, noted.
Nana, I wanted to ask. So I was looking into Venmo at the time. They don't seem to have an API that you can integrate into, say, a website. I don't know how that. So my thinking was, okay, we'll put maybe an account number, a Venmo
details, payment details. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, on the page. Because I think them and Zelle don't have like API integrations. They're more like a payment, a mobile app for payments, kind of like Cash App.
Yeah. Guys, any more question? What is missing? What did you guys not see? What did he did he James not elaborate more on it as a functional requirement? And you guys, whilst people are presenting, I want you guys to keep in mind as well, whether James is just telling a story or he's building a platform, right? There's a difference between storytelling and an actual platform. And we need to see details of an actual platform being built here, and not just, it can be a great story that, the church wants to do this, want to do that, but we want, artifacts that development team can grab it and they can build it. So that is what I'm looking out for in your presentations. All right, if James is done and you guys don't have questions, then I'll move on to the next person.
I want to ask a question. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Kenneth.
Okay, good morning. Very good presentation, James. So I think during the elicitation process, Nana mentioned about the fact that for all the three projects, we should be able to make payment. And the option he gave was a predefined category for $50, $100, $150 in the difference of $50. And also he wanted a custom field for any of the, any amounts that you want to give. I believe this was because so that the payments will be easier. Once you're able to select whichever amount, you don't need to, put in the amount, or if it is the amount is not defined in there as an option, then you can go on and put in your own amount. I don't know if you included this, but if you did not, then maybe this is one of the functionalities you can also what do you call it? You can consider.
Yes, I think it's well noted, but I believe that I think is the booking of the conference that came. If I heard the case right, it's the booking of the conference that at least it doesn't come at a free, so one will have to book at a minimum of $50 or upwards. But it's well noted. And for the booking, yes, I captured that.
Okay, very well, James. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ken.
Yeah, James, a nice presentation. I'm impressed. On the Contact Us portal, I noticed you separated the prayer requests.
Yes.
And I just want to know why you wanted to give prominence to that.
Yeah, it's one of the requirements that the ABC Church want. They want a feature that will have captured as prayer request. It's a spiritual church, so they deem us as a requirement. So I captured that as a separate feature. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Quick one. James, I don't know if I missed it, but where is the leadership page going to be?
Yeah, leadership is under the About Us. So when we go, the leadership of the church, the tenants, the beliefs, and their core values, missions are all captured under the About Us. You see? So we have boss and committee, we have general administration. That is where the leadership comes in. So we have boss and administration, we have activities, vision, and mission.
So
Okay.
So specifically, what is the content for all these things? Because remember, a BRD document is a comprehensive document that developers will just grab all the content in there. They just copy it, they paste it on the website. They just copy it and put it on the website, and then they put it over there. So where are the details for all this information out there? Bible study times, all this information. Well, I want to see the content. Where is it? Do you have it somewhere?
No, sir. I identified them.
Okay.
So well, probably maybe I should have brought them into details. Vision and mission.
Yeah, exactly. Because BL documents are comprehensive documents. It is not like we're giving you this first, and then later on we'll come and give you all the information that needs to come on under this session of the website. Okay. So if you pick up vision and mission, we need to see all the details for the verbiage for mission and vision. If we pick up brief history of the church, we need to see the verbiage for brief history of the church also in this document. If you pick up the boards and committees, we need to see the verbiage that will come under that as well. Activities, we need to see the the verbiage as well. So it's very important that we have all the details coming in there. I saw your Facebook Live, YouTube, or whatever social media, but I don't see the handles. What handles are we using? What's going to be the link for those social media handles? So we need to see all this there, right?
Okay. Noted, boss.
I'm sorry, this is Kenneth. I don't know if it was an oversight, but for the prayer, if I hit on the prayer request button, I saw it on the header menu, right? So what kind of details are you going to take? I don't know. I think in the application process, stakeholder was more specific.
Hello, Nana. Ken. Hello.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Sorry about that. So I was asking that I saw your prayer request on the header. Page, right? So when I click on it, what kind of information are you going to require?
Well, I have not heard you properly, but I believe you are asking something about the feature on prayer request.
Yes.
So,
yes, please, I'm listening.
okay. So as I was saying that I believe you're asking some feature about the prayer request, right?
Yes,
So
I want the defined fields. Like when I click on it, what kind of information are going to take or extract from me?
Oh, okay. So it's going to be your name, and then your email address, and then your request. Doesn't necessarily require you to give any extra specific details. But as boss have said, I should have provided some details. So I will go back and look at it and rework on it.
James, I remember in the elicitation also there was supposed to be a pastor's corner. I'm not sure I saw it in your About Us page. Did you capture it, or it wasn't?
Okay, so as boss was saying, that I should have given details, because under the general administration, we have, I should have explained so that all these things can be captured. And since I couldn't explain, that is why I agreed to go back and then we give details of all these things that has been identified.
Nana, may I ask something? Just for clarity, I think when you were talking about some of the things that are missing on the document, you're saying the verbiage should be in there, in that the development team should be able to just grab the content from there and put it on the website directly.
Is it? Yeah.
So the vision and mission, for instance, we have to put the actual vision and mission content in the document. Is that what you were saying? I just want to get an understanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes. The beliefs and the tenets, we have to state them. The core values, we have to state them. The brief history, we have to state them.
Every detail over here, when it comes to, Friday, what was it? Friday night, evening service, what time, that the service start. We need to see the verbiage for that, right?
Okay.
Every information. When he scrolled down, I saw social media integration, but we need to see the handles, for all this social media,
Okay.
We need to put it out there. So the content, we need to see every verbiage here. We're not just going to highlight on the features and then just going to leave it just like that here. We need every detail for us to put out there in here. That's why it's a requirement documentation, right?
Okay.
It's very, very comprehensive. Very comprehensive.
Okay. Because I thought.
So,
okay, no worries. I understand now. I understand now. So,
can I please say something?
Yes, go ahead. You can say something, but I want to hear from others.
Okay.
All right, guys. Okay, all right, James, go ahead and say something, and then I'll go to the next person quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get ready. I'll get ready with your pizza platform presentation, and then Bismarck will follow, and then I'll take maybe one more or so.
Okay, so I will rework it and update it and then resend it again.
Okay, All right. Thank you. James. Maybe you'll come back again. Who knows with the pizza presentation? So get prepared. I can call anybody's name. So,
Yes, sir.
hey guys, like I said, it's not about the storytelling. I want to see actual content, actual information that we can build a website with, right? I've talked to you guys on interface analysis, data types, etc. Performance of certain operations on the screens, etc. So we're capturing all these verbiage details at that level, right? Not just I don't want you guys to be carried away with just all the story about the church, etc. Right? But what can we build, a platform with? So it's very important. All right. So James, you can stop sharing, and then you can go ahead and share now. Let's go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I believe we can all hear you.
What I'm trying to get my screen on, please.
Drew has a was a I'm not supposed to pose a question or not. Drew knows so I will be able to the question be free. Drew has we put once was almost actually because you say Drew is what I'm off for better.
Boss, please can you help me share the screen for me so I beg your pardon, sir. I'm trying to find it difficult to
okay, let
share
me
my content, sir.
Let me open it here for you. We better once like I said, the question.
Yeah, so boss.
And then the busy.
Okay, here we go. All right. I hope so. You'll be able to read because I have a dark mode for my word, and so you have to if I flow with that. Okay, all right, let's go. So this is your work, right? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Nana. Good morning, team. Okay, so can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, team? Okay. So this is a pizza mental elicitation. This is what a client wants us to build a platform for him that is for his pizza shop. This is what the client wants. So this is what we're able to come up with for the development team. So we have the table of content as displayed, and we have the rewritten history. Says the main description here is to allow the customers to order online, and the other is the approvals, Nanabuating, of course, and we move on to the purpose. So we are saying, what do we intend to achieve at the end of this? Okay, so these are the aims. He says we want the customers to be able to order online. We want customers to be able to track and know the exact time they order their pizza and when it will be delivered. And then we also want ABC Pizza to be able to know the number of orders on daily basis. So this is what we intend to achieve at the end of this whole project. So we move on to the business problem. Now we're saying ABC company operates that's on manual basis, and now they want to go online. So that is why they visited us so we can help them to create a website so they can communicate with their customers. Now we are saying the solution, what we can do to assist them is with this, there will be a feature, the functional features that will be created as on this website. Is we have the home. This is where that is the interface. We have the about. They're about to talk about the history of the company. We have the careers. The careers also specify the various vacancies. We have the login section where customers will be able to log in into the website and then place the order. We have the menu where it will display the various types of pizzas and the sodas that we have. And we come to the store list where to talk about the direction, our contact numbers, and then the social media handles. We move on to the assumptions. Okay, we say customers want to avoid crowded areas because of the pandemic. Okay, and then it says we want some social media platform to leverage. We want to sell the company to other prospective clients. So this would also help us. And then ABC wants to expand their clientele base, hence the online business. Now we move on to the in-scope. Now the in-scope, we came up with a customer. It says, as a customer, what can I do? It says, customers, we should be able to access freely to see the various pieces. I mean, that is when we go to the website. Says customers should be able to buy soda without even creating their account. Customers should be able to order up to 7 pieces. And then customers also should be able to order up to 10 soda at a time. You must be able to pay with PayPal, Zelle. And then customers must be able to also sign on to the social media handles. And the rest follows. And then we have the administrator. So as administrator, what is my role here? He says, I must be able to access all the customers' information. I must be able to manage the workforce. I must be able to ensure that the customers are able to order for 7 pieces at a time and then 10 sodas at a time. And then we move on to the out of scope. Customers ordering more than 10 sodas, customers ordering more than 10 sodas and 10 pieces. So this and then delivery, delay in delivery to customers, and then interchanging customers orders. So this is what I was able to come up with the out of scope. And we move on to the business functional requirements. So when we take the home, the features, these are the functional requirement features we expect to see when we go to the home button. It says we have the search, we are to see the pictures of what the company is into. We are to see the open and then the closing time of the company. We must be able to see the prices of the soda. So this is what is supposed to be displayed. This is what is supposed to be displayed on the home button. And then we also have the about feature. The about feature basically will talk about the company's profile. We'll talk about the management. We will get the names and members of the management team, the board of directors, and so on. And we have the investors also relations, and then the awards as a company. And then we move on to the career features. So the career features too, these are some of the functions that it's supposed to come underneath when we click on that, the various available vacancies. And before we can even get to be part of this career features, we must register to be part so we can get the alert on time. So we have our first name, the last name, our email address, and the phone number, and we create a password so we can always get an alert when there's a vacancy. And then we have the login portal too as a feature where we have our first name, the last name, and then the password. We move on to our menu order. The menu order here will specify the various types of pizzas that we have. So the customers can be able to select from, we have the vegetable pizza, the chicken, and the breast, meat, beef. Yes, these are the various types of pizzas that we have. And we move on to the store list. So this, I wanted to be local, forgive me. So we have the store list where we have the head office at Spintex. So that's our telephone numbers, our address. And then we have the Osu branch. And then with our social media handles, we're saying you can be able to locate us on Facebook. You can be able to locate us on Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And then we move on to the non-functional business requirements. And we are saying the security of the website is so important here. The security, the portability of the system, user-friendly is also a factor. And then when it comes to the regulatory requirements to here. So that is it about the non-functional business requirements that I was able to gather. We move on to the wireframes, and then we have the internet. The database is the MongoDB. The hosting platform is GoDaddy. And then the payment gateways are there. And then my estimation point. So that is there for us. The requirement gathering, I said I would need 2 months, the design, the approval, 1 month, the home portal. So the duration, the start date, the end date, and then the resource place, as you can see, has been specified there. And that is it for my Pizza website for the question 1. And we move on to the question 2. The question 2 talks about, it says you must write epics and user story for all the product features and all its functionality. So with the question 2, the home functionality, the home feature, the epic, what I was able to come up with it is, says as a company, we want our clients to know about us in our daily operational activities, so it can inform their decisions. So that is the epic. And my user story, it says as a client, I want to be able to assess the varieties of pizzas so I can have a choice. As a client, I would like to know the operational time so I can know when to order pizza. And it says as a client, I would like to know the closest shop near so I can order my pizza from. The closest shop nearby. And then I move on to the about feature. The about feature, this is what I was able to come up with as an epic. He says, as a company, we want our customers to know who we are and what we stand for so they can learn. Sorry, it's supposed to be stand for. And then with our user story, I said, as a customer, I want to know more about the history of the company so I can add to my knowledge. It says, as a customer, I would like to know the owners of the company so it can inform my judgment. As a customer, I would like to know the manager for a shop so I can report if I'm not treated right. And then we move on to the career features. The career features to, this is what I was able to come up with as an epic. It says, as a company, we want all vacancies available to be accessed by everyone so they can select what suits them. And then the user story, it says, as a prospective job seeker, I want to know the various positions available so I can choose from. And then as a job seeker, I would like to create an account so I can get notification anytime there is a vacancy. And then as a job seeker, I also like to get notification at all times so I can lead others who wait to see. It says, as a job seeker, I would like to get notification at all times so I can lead others who would wait to see it published in the daily. So I always like to be the first person to see the notification before others see it. So, and then we move on to the login. The login, this is what I was able to come up with. It says, as a company, as a company, we want our client to be able to log into our system and to be able to access the various pizzas we offer so they can make a choice. And with the user story I was able to come up with, it says, as a client, I want to have a personal account so I can log in anytime. Pizza. As a client, I want to be recognized as a customer so I want to identify myself with the company so I decide to create an account to be recognized. And then the menu. With the menu session, it says, as a company, we want to display all the various pizzas that we have to prospective customers and existing customers on our page. So that is the epic. And with the user story, it says, as a customer, I would like to choose from the various varieties of pizzas so I can be satisfied. As a customer, I like to know the ingredient the pizzas are made of so I can choose what is best for me. And then as a customer, I would like to taste every pizza so I can select the one which would be my favorite. So these are the user epics I was able to come up with the menu. And then the story. Sorry, and then the user with the store list, sorry. With the store list, it says, as a company, we want our clients to know the various locations we operate from and the various social media handles we have. So it says, as a company, we want our clients to know the various locations we operate from and our social media handles so they can make a choice. So that is my epic. And then with the user story, it says, as a client, I want to be able to identify the closest store so I can purchase from to reduce cost. And as a client, I would like to know the contact of the various shops so I can reach out to them when the need arises. And as a prospective client, I would like to know the various social media handles so I can follow them for all updates. And then we move on to the question 3. Question 3 talks about, we're saying how would we design the web page for the requirement to make the customer experience quick and pleasant as possible. So this is what I was able to come up with the security. These are the features that we can put in place to make sure the customer has a good experience. The security, portability, the reliability, availability, and maintainability. It's supposed to be maintenance. The maintenance, sorry, maintainability. Okay. So we are saying with the security, please can you go with the securities? The customers must be able to feel secured. I mean, they must be able to know that their data is not exposed to all. It says with the portability to it explains how the system performs. It talks about the satisfaction the customers derive when they visit the site. The reliability, I also said this attributes how likely the system will run without failure in a given period. And the availability, I also talked about, this describes how likely the system is accessible for a user at a given time. It does, in essence, it describes the percentage of time the system is accessible for operation during some time period. And then the maintainability, I also talked about the feature being explained. It says this feature explains the time required for a solution or component to be fixed that is changed to increase performance or other qualities adapted to the changing environment. And then we move on to the question 4. Please, Nana, can you go to the question 4 for me? And then the question 4 is the database. So with the database, this was what I was able to come up with. the order items, the menu, the administrator, the payment. So when you take each box, you see what comes beneath it and how they interlinked. So that is there for us. We have the order, the serve, the payment. So when you take each box, we see what is supposed to, the functionalities that is supposed to come up with. And I think, boss, this was what I was able to come up with the pizza assignment you gave us. Thank you.
All right, guys, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and then, ask your questions and, whatever.
Okay, Nana, can you take us to the beginning? Okay, come down to page 4. Let's see page 4. All right. I just missed the name of the presenter, but going through.
My name is Yao.
Yao, okay, Yao. Yao, how are you? Yeah, great.
I'm doing so well, sir. Yourself, sir.
Great, I'm fine, thank you. So Yao, I just want to, and please don't take this thing personal. This is a learning experience for all of us. Okay, so
of course,
we have to make all the mistakes here and do all the corrections here, so that when we go out there and get the job at hand, we can deliver on the assignment. Okay, so the overall presentation, if you are presenting to stakeholders, you would have to pay particular attention to what the stakeholder require you to actually present. Okay, so and this is a high level professional presentation. So you have to be very particular about your construction, your tenses, and all those things. I'm seeing a lot of grammatical errors in your presentation. For example, point number 3 on the page we are seeing now. I don't know what you mean by career. If it's careers in job or you mean something else. So the spelling of the career, you have to pay particular attention. Not only that, but if you go through all the document, there are a lot of spelling mistakes, and we don't want a situation where you'll be presenting to stakeholders and then they'll be raising eyebrows and looking at who is presenting. So
I think with the spelling, my laptop, I'm having problems with some of the keys. So I'll just key it and I'll think maybe it has, popped up, but so I think I have to.
The point I'm making is that when you finish, you just take the trouble to go over your work. Yes, go over your work and make sure that you have crossed all the T's, you dotted the I's, and all that. So that's just an observation that I have noted. And then when you come to the user stories, now there are certain conditions that user stories must meet. Okay, when you're writing a user story, you have to define the end user of the product. Okay, you have to specify what this end user wants, and you have to describe the benefit and add acceptance criteria. I don't know if you have reached the acceptance criteria part of it. Okay, so basically user stories must contain 4 or 5 properties: the role, the goal, the benefit or the outcome, the description, and then the acceptance criteria. All right, so as I want the ability to, so that, so if we look at what is projected now, we have to be able to identify the role, the goal, and the benefit. And this, for learning purpose, I think we are all looking at it and we should be able to identify if these things are present or they are absent. Okay. And then the epic. I'm not too sure about, the epics that you have actually put out there. I'm not too sure about that, but maybe you would have to look at the epics again. And let's be a little detailed with the user stories and then the acceptance criteria aspect of it. Yeah. I don't want to speak too much, but these are some pointers that I just want you to be aware of. And then maybe when you are doing the polishing, you look at these things. So check your spellings and look at who the stakeholder is. You are presenting to a high level audience. And so everything must be on top, and then do the needful in terms of the user story. Be a little detailed in the writing of the epic, the user stories, and then every user story that you write, try as much as possible to add the acceptance criteria. If you know, if you don't know, and if this is all that you know for that, then that's okay. So these are my initial comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well noted.
All right, guys. Yes. Any questions for y'all? Questions for y'all?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Yeah, this is James. And I'm not too sure which one of the user story. I think you said that you want to taste every pizza so that you know your preference or your choice. I'm not too sure if there's something like that.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering how you're going to do that. You want to taste every pizza. I know it's a user story, but I'm just imagining how it would be like. Is it that you go to the restaurant, you ask, let me taste this one and see which one is mine? Or I was just trying to understand.
Okay, sometimes, they can have, samples where you guys can, you can taste to see which one, suits your preference. Yes.
Okay.
But this is supposed to be an online pizza ordering platform. So how do they get to taste?
Online, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so please, well noted. Yes, I've seen the error here, sir. I don't want to speak to that, but I think it's an error, sir.
Yes. Nana, please, I have a question, but probably maybe not to Yao per se, but it has got to do with the requirement of the assignment. I don't know if I can ask.
Yeah, you let's finish with the questions for y'all first, and then
okay.
At this time, I know people are ready to abuse and bastardize and and turn y'all's head down on his body. So let me listen to, because I want everybody. There are so many things that as you guys are watching, and don't take what I said initially that hey, you don't want to ask questions so that when it gets to your turn, you also don't get a lot of questions. But hey, asking questions here will sort of let me also know that okay, all right, so you guys are also observing what I'm observing. Like you guys are also looking at.
Please ask me questions, so please. It's a learning curve. Personally for me, so
like Chris said that all the mistakes we need to commit and make all the mistakes here, right? When you get to the real world, the real place that you're working, that's not a place for mistakes. Nobody, we are not there to experiment and learn over there, right? So all the mistakes, we're making all the mistakes here, we're correcting ourselves over here, we're learning also here, right? Very important.
No, I wanted to ask you something, but since we were asking your questions, and from what I've seen, I just didn't want to ask that. But the project was asking for the business requirements, right? We were supposed to create the BRD itself before the question 2 of creating epics for the BRD.
Yeah.
Okay. If that be the case, then the document is incomplete.
Yeah, so you asked whatever question or whatever session you think is missing. So that's why there's a good forum, for you to ask, what is missing, what you see in there, what is not correct, what you thought you could have elaborated on that as a requirement, etc. So we need to hear from you.
Well, there's a lot.
You go ahead. Go ahead. Of course, I'm taking notes. Go ahead.
Because the customer loyalty program is missing. Where you buy 10 pieces and get 1 free, it's missing. The time of days, I don't remember seeing.
Bruh.
I don't remember seeing the time of days when the business operates. The delivery service, the distance, how far the Pizzeria actually delivers, in the area or in the city. How long it will take for you to even be able to cancel, if you can cancel. And the sections of the BRD itself, I don't know. I didn't even see a section for, say, decisions or. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. Sorry.
So
I think the whole thing is jumbled up in my brain. Sorry.
Okay.
The estimation points that, I'm not seeing a lot of things that would usually have been in there. So it's looking. And okay, so let me put it like this: there isn't much detail, okay, as to what the requirements actually were. This looks a little more like the pointers have just been made. It's just the points. But the details of what the actual requirements are and how they're going to get implemented and all are missing in there. So, because it was going on, and then the next thing I knew, we were at question 2. I think I'll have to come back again, but guys, please proceed. Once I get clarity on it, I'll ask again.
Okay. So far, it's a good presentation. Yeah, it's a good one. But there are a few things that I'm suggesting that maybe you can go back, review it, and come back. There are some there were some requirements that the stakeholder pinpointed out in specific that I realized that were not here, they were not stated. So I realized that even with the pizza, he did mention that he wants the categorizations for the pizza, for the handcrafted, and I think he gave information about the handcrafted specialties. He gave information about handcrafted, meatless specification. Also, I remember vividly that even on the homepage, these are basic functional requirements that he stated. He said even on the homepage, he wants a slider with 5 images with an interval of 15 seconds. And that is displaying probably some types of pizza. I remember he even gave dimensions to whatever images that are required. So I believe that the BRD, the BRD is going to a development team. Yeah, when they pick up this particular BRD, they shouldn't be coming back asking questions. Oh, Charlie, you probably said you wanted a slider here. How many images do you think you would need, or what size would you want to be put there? You know, and also for the customer login, we quite mentioned about a single sign-on feature where we're able to sign in via third-party authentication via either Facebook or your Gmail account. But there are quite a number of them. But the idea is that even if we are going to leave something out, the base functionalities that the stakeholder give is what he is looking out for. Every other thing is probably a suggestion by you on the platform, but what specifically he says he wants should not be avoided. Like, we need to know if the order is even if you are going to do a pickup or you are going to have it delivered, the person should be able to track the order. Like, all those elements in there, I believe that could be included. So I'm just saying that even if you have challenges with some of the specifications, you can just come back to the team, then we can provide you with some of the specifications from the stakeholder, and then you can go back and review it so that you don't miss anything else. We are here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenneth.
All right, moving on. So I believe, you've already heard a lot. So go back, review your own work again. Make sure that, most importantly, when a requirement is being given, you make sure that you note, you note it down very well, right? We don't want to be missing. We don't want to be missing requirements from the stakeholder. We don't want to be, you basically don't want to miss the actual requirement, because that is what the stakeholder asks for. So if that is missing, then we're going to have a problem, right? So that's very important. They've already said a lot, the content, the structure, a whole lot of things here. And then epics, yes, I don't think I ever mentioned epics, having that kind of structure for just as a story. So you got to pay attention to all this. I think when you go back to our videos and other sessions, we didn't write an epic, as we write in a story, etc. So there are so many things that I want you to be careful, because again, this is training grounds. So take note, go back, review it, and ensure that you are. All right, I will come.
Thank you so much, Nana.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll go back and come back again. I'll come back again. Thank you.
All right. Let me go to you, Bismarck. So
Now,
Bismarck,
I have a question. I have the pizza, as I was saying. I think one of the requirements that came up was that there's no in contact person. I think that's the requirement because we're going strictly online. But in the same vein, part of the discussion came up that, there should be a way bill that the customer should sign that he has received the pizza. So I was kind of a bit confused that if we say there's no in contact person, then what's the use of the customer signing way bill that he has received? That is also another form of contact. So I was a bit confused when I was doing the assignment. I actually don't know which of them I should pick.
yeah, I'll have to go back to the I'm not quite sure about a way bill. What's a way bill?
That the customer should sign a document that he has received the pizza from the delivery van. So there should be some evidence to show that this the customer has received.
You mean the receipt? Is that the receipt that you're calling a way bill? Okay. Is that what?
Yeah. So I was kind of looking at the no in contact person with the person still signing that to receive that. I'm wondering whether they are different or is the same.
Okay, I will have to look at the requirement, but I believe signing of requirement. When we say a contact, that means inside the store. Everything is going to be delivered. We are not serving customers in the store. The customers are not eating in the store. So that's what that should be addressing.
So then because in mine I indicated that the assumption is that we have not stopped the in cash payment, so probably should rather be in the other way around. I assume that there is no in cash services. Okay.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, we are not allowing people to come in. That is an in contact, experience.
Okay.
All right, Bismarck, let's go. And then whilst Bismarck is doing this, Jerome, also get ready with your church project. And then I will come to you, Emmanuel Boyson, as well. All right, let's go, Bismarck.
All right. Thank you, Nana. Good morning, and I'm happy to be presenting this document to us. This is a website specification for ABC Pizzeria. So we have our table of content here, and then we begin with our introduction. So the online pizza ordering system described in this document has been designed to fill a specific niche in the market by providing a small pizzeria with the ability to offer their customers an online ordering option without having to invest large amounts of time and money in having custom software designed specifically for them. The system, which is highly customizable, allows the pizzeria employees to easily manage the site content. Most importantly, the menu themselves through a very intuitive graphical interface. Now, the website, which is the only component of the system seen by the patrons or the customers, is then built dynamically so that changes made are reflected in real time. Visitors to the site will be able to easily navigate the menu, select a pizza and or soda type, and specify delivery options with only a few clicks, greatly simplifying the ordering process. Now, back in the pizzeria, placed orders are promptly retrieved and displayed in an easily readable format for efficient processing. The purpose of this document is to provide in-depth descriptions of design and implementation details of the system, as well as descriptions for available functionalities. So, is it feasible at all to do this project? Yes, The major factor influencing is the resource, but that shouldn't be of concern in the system because we are only looking at a fairly standard web application, and such requires no special hardware and only basic software, namely the web and database service, to function properly. So what is our scope? So I have a high level scope, and it says Pizzeria wants to take advantage of technology, which is the website, to reach more customers within their local community and other communities within a 15-mile radius, affording the patrons opportunity to access their services. Our target audience are current walk-in customers and then the general public within the specified 15 miles radius. So these are the core of the project team in a table form, as you can see. So we have our executive sponsor, who actually is the owner of the Pizzeria. And then we have our solution owner, who is Nana Boateng. We have head of kitchen, who is the product owner, head of communications, who is the project manager. And then we also have the consultant, myself, who plays the role of the business or solution analyst. And then we have the development team lead, who is the SME. Now, the goals of this project is that when we go live with ABC Pizzeria, within 3 months of the launch of the website, sales should increase by 40%. And then we should also see a decrease in bounce rate by 10%. What do we mean by bounce rate? So people just log in and they log out. They don't stay too long on the website, maybe because it wasn't attractive or they are not interested in what they saw, especially on the landing page. So we want to decrease that, which means that whatever we are putting out there should be something that they can connect with and would want to stay and even go further. So we want to see a decrease in bounce rate by 10% within the first 3 months. We also want an increase in member signups by 30% within 5 months. We want to have at least 500 followers on Facebook within a year. And I say 500 because our focus is within our limited local community for now. And then we also want to see 250 followers on Twitter within a year and 1,000 followers on Instagram, all within the same year. And then again, as goal, we should have a visual appeal, intuitive and user-friendly, well-structured and fully responsive interface that makes site visitors browse more than 5 pages in one session. So if the person opens our site, at least they should be able to browse through 5 pages in that session. What are our strategic objectives for the Pizzeria website? Now, the proposed website should be designed and developed in accordance with the following objectives. 1, a user interface appeal, that is a visual communication. Then focus on users' experience, multiple ways of navigation, streamlined administration workflows, intuitive and efficient editing, flexibility in page layout and style customization, effective site search engine. And then we also have mobile being as important as desktop, which means that whether they are accessing the website on their mobile or on any other personal computer, they should have the same feel. And then integration with third-party services. So we have digital asset management, we have MailChimp for effective marketing of the website. The digital asset management is to just help with the various assets they have in relation to the system. So our solution overview is that we intend to deliver to the stakeholders a database, which is the back end, with a front end, which is the website, to allow their categories of customers place order items in their cart by selecting types of pizzas and sodas. Now the kitchen staff will be notified of the pending order and within 20 minutes, get pizza prepared and packaged either for pickup or for delivery to the customer. The expectation is to create a user-friendly website which will allow a customer to complete an order without any difficulty whatsoever. Now, the menus for the website will include we would have the home page about us, our menu, my cart, order online, contact us, delivery, and then help. These will constitute the menus for the website. Now, the scope of the project. The system will have two ends. The front end, which is the website in prod environment, and then the back end, the database. There will be three major actors in the system being developed, and each will have specific sets of roles to play. The actors are the customer, the employee, and the administrator. So when you pick the customer, we are saying there will be two categories. We will have the signed up customer and we'll have the regular customer. I mean, people who just visit the website to place orders. And then those who have actually signed up with ABC Pizzeria. Now, the signed up customers, they should be able to do the following. So if you are a signed up customer, we say you can either register or sign up for an account using either your email or the Facebook account API. Then once you have signed up, hello? Okay, so I continue. Once you have signed up, you should be able to log into the account with your email and password. You should be able to browse and access all pizza types in the menu, access all soda products, create a new order for pizza not exceeding 7 types of pizzas and 10 soda products. You add to pizza and soda if only neither is up to 7 or 10 respectively. So what I'm saying here is that you can add more to your order, either pizza or soda, so long as the pizza you've not exceeded 7 and the sodas you've not exceeded 10. And then you should be able to delete a selected item, be able to add selected items to the cart. Customer should be able to choose to pick up order within the working hours of 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. They should also be able to request delivery and confirm delivery address. So they will confirm delivery address because I remember in the elicitation, our stakeholder had said that once you log in, the system already picks up your location. So wherever you are logging in from or wherever you are browsing from, the system picks it up. But when it comes to delivery, yes, we know where you are coming from. But when it comes to delivery, we would want you to confirm your address. And address should be within the 15-mile radius. Then you should be able to see the total price for an order, including the tax component and the delivery fee. So the delivery fee, we have a breakdown of it. So within the first 1 mile radius, we charge $2 for delivery and an extra 70 cents for every other mile, but not exceeding the 15 miles radius. So the customer must be able to clear the current order from cart and start a new order as well. We are talking about customer having the flexibility to do whatever they want to do, so long as it does not violate the website. And then they must be able to confirm order and check out by making payment via acceptable channel. Signed up customers are automatically entered into the loyalty program run by the Pizzeria and will be entitled to additional pizza after every 10 purchases are recorded. Now, the regular customer, so the above is for signed up customers. Now, the regular customer will just be able to access or browse the website and access all pizza types in the menu, all soda types, create an order, the same rule for not exceeding 7, soda not exceeding 10, be able to view the selected items, be able to add up, and all of that, as we discussed for the signed up. Then the regular customer will just be able to access or browse the website and access all pizza types in the menu, all soda types, create an order, the same rule for not exceeding 7, soda not exceeding 10, be able to view the selected items, be able to add up, and all of that, as we discussed Now, the only difference is that this customer will not be added to the loyalty program for the website because they are not signed up. Okay, so now that's for customers. We come to the employee. And the employee is a worker of the Pizzeria and may have been authorized to perform the following functions. So it means here there may be some access controls in place. So that is what I mean by may have been authorized. So there may be a limit to what kind of authorization they have, but they have to be registered on the website, and then they must be able to log in and out. They must be able to view a list of pending orders and corresponding addresses. And then the employee must be able to mark orders as received, orders as being prepared, and orders as ready. And then when the order is en route, that is in the case of delivery, they should be able to mark the order as en route. And then they must also be able to mark the order as delivered. The employee must be able to mark order as failure to deliver, depending on what condition may be set. And then there will be access control mechanism in place, as I said earlier, to ensure that only employees with respective rights must be able to use these employee features. Then we go to the administrator, and he must also be registered and logged in onto the system. Then the administrator must be able to add, delete, or edit orders, must be able to add, delete, edit pizza types, soda products, and then other users other than himself or herself. So they can add employees, they can remove employees, but they cannot remove them. So it means somebody with the same access right must be able to remove them or edit what roles they can play. And then the administrator must be able to view an order log. Now, only users with the right designation as administrators must be able to perform the functions I have described. Now, out of scope, the application runs on data stored in database. All clients must be connected to the database server via an intranet. And then every feature not discussed in this document may be considered as an enhancement in the future. It will not form a basis for stakeholder rejection. So here I'm trying to avoid feature creep. So, I mean, we don't continue to have back and forth with our stakeholder in as much as we want to accommodate changes. We have made some assumptions. Now, we are assuming that none of the constraint system components will be implemented as embedded application. The implication is that the target hardware will provide a capacity for standalone program application deployment and not require customized embedded firmware to be written. It is further assumed that PCs are of sufficient processing, that personal computers are of sufficient processing capability and will be utilized. The computers employed by the system should facilitate being utilized. We start from 11 a.m. They should have the capacity to run till 11 p.m. when we are expected to close. Now, the feature, it is further assumed that the deployment environment is capable of supporting the IEEE 802.11 wireless network for system communication. Now, the common analysis technique have been utilized, including but not limited to MOST, Pastel, Moscow, and Cartway. And I think that if I need to go into that, maybe we are saying that MOST, we are looking at the mission, we are looking at objectives and strategies of the company, of the Pizzeria. Pastel, we have considered all the political, economic, sociological, technological, legal, and environmental features that may impact on the project. We are looking at Moscow, that is for our prioritization. And then, so some of the things can go in as enhancements on a later date, but we look at what is core for them now. And then Cartway, so there we are looking at the customers, the actors, the transformation process, worldview, owner, and environment. We identified just a couple of risks, and it includes hack attacks, and then a potential spread of COVID-19 as a result of order pickups by customers. So here we proposed some mitigation for the risks identified, and we say that qualified professionals should be engaged to run, monitor, and secure the system from attacks. And then the Pizzeria should implement a non-contact delivery service. So in this case, even for pickup customers, we want to offer them the option for them to receive their orders in their homes or offices instead of coming to the Pizzeria to pick up, just so we control the spread of COVID-19. Now, deliverables. This work will be considered complete upon submission and approval of the following deliverables. 1, administration manual of the final products, including maintenance guidelines. And then 2, new operational website with all functionalities described above, accessible via www.abccpizzeria.com. And then 3, a development environment created separately from the production site, or if you like, production environment. And then 4, transfer of all user rights and administrative credentials to ABC Pizzeria. 5, final report approved and signed by ABC Pizzeria. The source codes, and then completed website security and web standard tests in collaboration. The project is expected to be completed within 2 months from signing of this contract. Now, the decision, we want to go live on the 8th of October. So once we go live, we have the entire process reevaluated periodically to bring about a greater user experience in our future upgrades. And the decision maker in this going live will be Nana Boateng. And then attendees for this presentation included all of us, including Dr. Tobin and Mary Banfo. Now the second part, write the epics and user stories for all the product feature sets and all functionalities. So I identified a few epics, and the first one is order creation. So as a customer, I should be able to browse through the menu and look at various pizzas and sodas, soda options available in the Pizzeria, along with price for each item. 2, as customer, I should be able to select items from the menu and add them to my cart or order. 3, as customer, I should have cart containing all the chosen items so far accessible all the time. And then as a customer, I should be able to remove items from my cart or increase item count. It means I can remove and I can add as well, once I have not exceeded the limits. And then as a customer, I should be able to cancel my entire order before payment. Now, the reason is that once you have made payment, it means that the order is complete. You cannot cancel. And then as a customer, I should be able to view the itemized bill for my order, along with prices for each item and the tax applied. As a customer, I should be informed of how long it takes to prepare an order. And then I should also be able to see approximate delivery time. And then I should be able to track my order from ready, en route, up to delivered. And then as a customer, I should be able to see top selling items in the Pizzeria while choosing my order items. Then my acceptance criteria is that categorized menu with prices is visible and enabled with selection choices as soon as the customer chooses item, the order is created, and the database is visible to the customer. Then Epic 2, order, queue, and delivery. So this goes to the kitchen. And so as the chef, I should be able to view the current queue for orders. I should be able to accept the orders, update the order status to ready once the order is prepared. And then the Pizzeria manager comes in and says that So he should be able to view the current queues for orders in read-only mode. And then as a waiter, I should be able to view the current order queue to see the ready orders for pickup when customer walks in for pickup. And then as a waiter also, I should be able to mark the order as picked up on the common queue. As a delivery guy, I should be able to mark order as en route. And then I should also be able to mark the order as delivered successfully. My acceptance criteria is that the order queue is visible and has permissions for accepting for chef, pickup, for waiter, and delivery for the delivery guy. Now, Epic 3, order completion. As a waiter, I should be able to mark the order as complete once the customer has finished ordering. As a customer, I should be able to provide feedback, or I should be able to provide feedback for the service and the food. And then I should also be able to input my payment details to make payment in completing the order process. And then again, as a waiter, I should be able to verify payment from customer and thus mark the order as paid for. The acceptance criteria is that the order is billed and displayed to the customer. There is a capability to accept payment from customer and mark order as paid. All the updates in the order are updated in the database. Menu management, that's the fourth epic. Now, as a Pizzeria manager, I should be able to modify the menu items, add new items, delete items, and update descriptions. As a higher management member, I should be able to view the Pizzeria wise menu. And then the criteria for acceptance is that menu is editable for Pizzeria manager and has capabilities of adding, removing, and updating the menu items which appear in the menu displayed to customer. And then manage Pizzeria information. The next epic. As management member, I should be able to delete, update, and the information about various pizzas. And then as the manager, I should be able to update information about my Pizzeria. Acceptance criteria. The Pizzeria manager is able to update information about his outlet, and the higher management is able to add, edit, and delete Pizzeria information, which includes location, manager, and staff information. The reporting outlets. As Pizzeria manager, I should be able to view weekly sales for my outlet. I should be able to view the monthly sales, the quarterly sales, and annual sales for the outlet. And then, as manager also, I should be able to view the most popular items ordered, popular items for further action in menu management. The acceptance criteria is that Pizzeria manager is able to see the Pizzeria sales on weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual basis. Then now I go to inventory management for the Pizzeria. Now, the manager should be able to view the current inventory position of the Pizzeria. And then the manager should also be able to update inventory items, should be able to view the forecast of items in the inventory to be replenished. And then the criteria for acceptance is that Pizzeria manager has a system to track inventory, add, delete, and update items, and see the forecast for the required future items of the Pizzeria. And then the third part of it is how would you design the web page for these requirements to make customer experience as quick and pleasant as possible. So here, I have a system model, and we say that the structure of the system can be divided into three main logical components. The first component must provide some form of menu management, allowing the Pizzeria to control what can be ordered by customers. And then the second component is the web ordering system and provides the functionality for customers to place their order and supply all necessary details. The third is the final logical component is the order retrieval system. So they will be able to track all orders which have been placed. This component takes care of retrieving and displaying order information as well as updating orders which have already been processed. So I have this UML. We have the customer here, and then we have the front end, which is the website, connecting to the back end, which is the database. And then here, orders can be retrieved by restaurant employees. And then all these constitute what we call the menu management here. And then it can also be accessed by the restaurant employee. Now, requirements. Now, we say to develop and host this user-friendly website, the following menu options will be looked. So now we are looking at the options in detail. So the home page, and we are saying that this is the landing page of the website. And it is the most visited page on the website and is often the first impression customers will have of the Pizzeria. It's therefore critical to have thoughtful design and intuitive navigation to ensure a positive user experience. Visitors should be able to find what they want at a glance and explore the site effortlessly. So the URL again is abcpizzeria.com. And then it will display some advertising banners of 5 different types of pizzas and 5 types of sodas in a slide with 15 seconds interval between slides. And then 2, our Pizzeria. So this is where, if you like, we say about our company. So under our Pizzeria, we have other sub-menus, and this includes about us. So this will have a brief historical background of the Pizzeria, the vision of the Pizzeria, that is, it will articulate the direction of the Pizzeria for the short, medium, and long term. And then the mission of the Pizzeria, that is the sets of activities that will enable the Pizzeria attain the vision. And then the second sub is that we have investor relations. And here we put information that could attract investors to the business. So the part of the story of the Pizzeria shared to attract potential investors. And then the other sub-menu is careers or recruitment. Here we want to give opportunities to candidates to work with Pizzeria and why candidates will be better off choosing ABC Pizzeria. Okay, now the third major menu here is our menu. Now this section will display sub-menus such as pizza types, and under pizza types we have the handcrafted meat specialties, and examples include the Works pizza, and this is an image of what Works pizza is. The price is shown here, and they will put a little description of web pizza here. And then meat pizza also, the price $20, and then the description will come here. We have the meatball pepperoni pizza, an image of it with a price $25, and then we have the super Hawaiian pizza description here, and that goes handmade pizza, $26 description, and its composition. All that information will be provided here. And then we have the handcrafted, so the second type of pizzas, the handcrafted meatless specialties. And there we have the vegan deluxe pizza, $31. Description and component will be displayed here beside the image. And then we have the Auckland's best veggie pizza, that's $30. We have the roasted vegetable and feta pizza, $28. Guys, believe me, these pictures, we took them from the kitchen, and the pizzas were looking very sumptuous. And so it's just the sizes here does not allow you to see it clearly. Well, I had the opportunity of seeing it firsthand. And then we have the roasted pumpkin pizza, $30 description. Position will be here. And then my favorite, the prosciutto and pumpkin pizza, also $30. Then we have the different types of sodas. Okay, so each soda is $1.5 and my Pepsi and Coke Zero. So a picture of the sodas also given. And then we will have nutritional values of the ingredients used in making the pizzas. And then we have the quality assurance statement, all under the sub-menu of our pizza types, all right? All under that. So the quality assurance statement of ABC Pizzeria is that ABC Pizzeria guarantees that there are no, there will be nothing artificial, including preservatives, colors, flavors, sweetness, and fillers in our handcrafted specialties. Thus, the A rating from the Health and Food Safety Department. So ABC Pizzeria has an A rating from the regulators of the space. Now, the next menu item is Mein Cart. Mein Cart. This menu helps in managing multiple customers efficiently. It improves the functionality of the e-commerce store. It aids in managing back-end tracking, coupons, wish lists, and inventory tracking. And then it enhances the online store's flexibility. Customer will be able to perform the following steps under this menu. The first is access details of items placed in cart. Examples could be product number, name, image, description, quantity, unit price, total price per product, and then the final total of the order. And then update and delete items in an order with just a click. Then it will proceed to check out by clicking on a button, the checkout button. Then once checkout is selected, customer will be prompted to sign up if they are not already signed up and logged in. Now, customer will have the option to skip sign up if not interested in signing up. Once they skip sign up, a payment form will be displayed for customer to input payment details. The total order value, okay, will be displayed in a grayed out text box, and customer will see the details provided with a click of a button. Then customer will still have the chance to review in the review order page with the payment details provided already captured. Customer then review the order and proceed to check as well as the payment details and proceed to check out, which completes the order placement process. Now, if order is successfully placed, the customer will receive confirmation message with an order code that will be used for tracking the order customer. Then our fifth menu is order online. This promotional and discount maximum order must not exceed 7 pizzas and 10 sodas in one order. Now, the sixth.
Yeah, so I think I'm not sure if I was the only person who was, struggling to hear Bismarck in the last maybe 2 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bismarck, I see that you're back on again. I think you're having some connectivity or something issues.
Oh, I think I went offline. Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I didn't even realize. I get to before I went off.
Yeah, you were. I think your, the audio was, muffling up in the last 2 minutes or something like that. But yes,
Okay.
we get it.
Let me try and get that sorted. So let me share the screen again.
Yeah.
Okay, is my screen visible to all?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I think, was I clear when I was discussing my cut? Or I take it again?
I believe so.
Let me just take it again. Okay, so the my cut menu, we are saying that this menu will help managing okay. So we are saying it helps in managing multiple customers efficiently, and then it will improve the functionality of the Pizzeria, the e-commerce site especially, and then it will aid in it enhances online stores flexibility. So under this menu, the customer will be able to place orders in the cart. Example could be product number, so they can access the details. They can access the details of the items, okay, which will include the product number, name, image, description, quantity, and the final total of the order that they have placed. The thing they can do also is that they can delete items in an order with just a click, and then proceed to checkout by clicking on a button. Once checkout is selected, customer will be prompted to sign up if they are not already signed up and logged in. But then the customer will have the option to skip sign up if they don't want their details captured on the website. So they can skip sign up if not interested in signing up. And once they skip, a payment form will be displayed for customer to input their payment details. Then the total order value will be displayed in a grayed out text box. Customer will save the details provided with a click of a button. So they will click save, and then the payment details will be saved. Then it does not mean they have then paid yet. No, the customer will still have a chance to review the order. When they click on review order, and then they have access to that. Then they will review the order as well as the payment details. So they will check all those details, and then now proceed to checkout and then confirm the payment, which completes the order placement process. Now, if orders are successfully placed, the customer will receive a confirmation message with an order code that will be used for tracking the order until pickup or delivery is made to the customer. And if you remember, in the BRD, I specified the various states of the order, whether received, ready, or received, prepared, en route, etc. Those things I talked about earlier on. Then the next menu is the order online. This menu allows the customer to pay for selected items from the My Cart menu. The user has the option to sign up to our website to be entered into the loyalty program or get promotional deals and discounts offers via email. Maximum order must not exceed 10 pieces, 7 pieces and 10 sodas in one order. And then the next menu is contact us. This menu will have contact information of ABC Pizzeria, such as phone number, an email address, and a GPS address to enable customers to reach the Pizzeria within the working hours of 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. And please, customers would have to note that no orders will be taken before or beyond the set time limits. There will be embedded links to the social media accounts to be created on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where customers can interact with unauthorized staff of the Pizzeria. And then delivery. Now, there are two ways through which the customer receives an order placed online. The first is by walking in to pick up the order. And then B is the order will be delivered to customer at a fee. So the cost of the pizza delivery will be $2 within 1 mile radius. Any extra after the first mile within 15 miles radius will attract additional fee of $7 per mile. To complete customer's request, the customer will sign a waybill to acknowledge receipt of his or her order. Then the next menu, I think the final menu, will be the help. Now, the help menu is basically to elicit feedback from users of the website through a feedback form. And then it will also have our FAQs, as frequently asked questions, to also provide support in the best way to navigate and perform functions on the website. There will be gift cards and promotions also accessible to customers under this menu. And then search button with a text box to allow customers find quickly what it is they may be looking to find on the website. Okay, so then now I go to the workflow of ABC Pizzeria. So here you have the home, and then you have various menu options, and then you have the customer. Okay, when they sign in or they log in, if they are not signed up, they log in, and then they do their selections and all of that. And then once they are able to view the product and add to the cart, they access the cart and proceed to checkout. They may, during checkout, they may want to log in and sign up or not sign up. And then if they choose not to sign up, then they proceed to get their payment information captured. If it is correctly captured, they can review the order and then check out by confirming the payment, and then they get confirmation for the order. Now, functionality. We are looking at having a content management system in there, and then the website should be developed using the latest stable versions of Drupal 8 CMS, applying all relevant security patches. Okay, so plant server infrastructure. These are some of the things we are looking at. I was considering LAMP, which is the Linux, and then the PHP, language, and then also SSL for the security. And then you are looking at design. And here we say that it should be designed according to visual identity guidelines, integrating the graphic elements provided by the communications team, the department of APC Pizzeria. And then the website should focus on visual storytelling, giving space to high quality photo and video content. And then it should be fully responsive, considering its mobile usage as important as the desktop. So wherever they access it from, whatever device on which they access the website from, the look and feel should be almost the same, if not the same. And then it should be clear and focused. All right. Then we talk about the photo, audio, and video. So this one also, we describe it to have a strong focus on visual storytelling, photo and video content, along with text content, should be displayed in a dynamic and attractive way, using best practices in responsive design and full screen with layouts. Now, under photo gallery 2, we are looking at slideshows, slider grid, and then we say that automatic image scaling for all content areas necessary: thumbnail, main image, slider image, header, etc. Focal point control for adjustment of automatized cropping. And then you have the basic image editing tool, which should be included to allow for cropping, resize, and adjustments of the brightness and contrast, etc. And then you have the user management. So multiple users with differentiated access levels and user rights. And then you have the search engine optimization to help visitors of the website be able to search for what they want. Then we have the content management. So we are looking at efficient workflows for publishing and editing content of the website, intuitive and user-friendly administration of the website, deleted content recovery. You are looking at duplicating pages, post scheduling, publishing workflow, etc. And then third-party integrations. Definitely, we are going to have some integrations. So we are looking at MailChimp. MailChimp basically helps us with the marketing and advertising bit of the website. So we will integrate with MailChimp, and then we will also integrate with Google Maps in case that someone is coming to pick up. They should be able to navigate to the place. And then with our payment gateways, we will be integrating with PayPal, Venmo, Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, Android Pay, and then of course, our automated clearinghouse, which are the bank transfers. So these are the various gateways that we want to receive our payments from. And then of course, we will host the website with any competent host that has at least these requirements for hosting. Then now, after the functional requirements, I identified a few non-functional requirements, which is basically supposed to give us the attributes of the website. So, but then
you have some 2 minutes.
Okay, all right. So the first is the security. Okay, we'll incorporate the SSL certificate and then encryption on the website platform to gain customers' confidence to use the website. And then privacy, meeting basic requirements for sorry about the boy. So meeting basic requirements for general data protection regulation, all right, and then scalability and performance. We need to ensure that the system can be scaled up to meet expected traffic and order volume at normal and peak times. And then speed of the web services. Opening any page on the website should not take more than 5 seconds to open. Accessibility, ensuring that the platform meets the basic accessible standards throughout. And then documentation, ensuring that the platform is sufficiently documented. Quality, extensibility, data integrity, and retention. Then we now talk about our marketing communications. And then again, the main domain for the portal is abcpizzeria.com. The portal should open with a clear, welcoming message, overcome hunger with great quality pizzas. So now I go to the database bit. And then here, let me just go to the tables because of the time. And so that we are using MySQL here. And I talked about partition tables as the preferred table to use. And the reason is that partition tables are horizontally divided into units, which may be spread across more than one file group. I mean, if I, just a second, let me. Okay. Now, the partitioning makes large tables or indexes sets of data quickly and efficiently while maintaining the integrity of the overall collection. So by default, MySQL can support up to 15,000 partitions. And then the benefits of the partitioning includes transfer or access subsets of data quickly and efficiently, maintaining the integrity of data collection. And then you can also perform maintenance operations on one or more partitions more quickly. And then you may improve query performance based on types of queries you frequently run on your hardware configuration. So, I talked about the hardware specification for the system, and we are looking at processor Intel and minimum of Pentium 4 should do, hard disk size 320 and the RAM 4 gig. And then the software, we are looking at on the client operating system, Windows 7 or higher, web system, Windows 2008, database MySQL server version, and then web browser, all browsers, including Mozilla, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, etc. PHP, so the programming languages, the PHP text editor at all. Thank you very much for your attention. And then I now will take a few questions and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, guys, go ahead with your questions, please.
Big Smack. Yes, I realize with the previous presentation, I think Yao also presented a user story, and
Hello.
you also did the same. I'm saying this Ernest here.
Hello, am I on?
Ernest here, can you hear me?
Am I on?
Yes, you're on Bismarck, but somebody's on the call.
Yes, I'm saying that Bismarck, you presented user stories for the BRD. So I was wondering, are we doing an agile development stuff here or a waterfall project? If you can give us the reason why you used user stories and epics in the BRD, I will appreciate that.
Hello, sorry, I think I went off, so I missed your question. If you can repeat for me, I beg you. I think my link is not too good today.
Bismarck, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying that previously I realized the same during Yao's presentation, he cited user epic stories for the Pizzeria project. So my question, and you did the same thing. So I'm wondering whether you are doing an agile development or waterfall project here. So if you can explain why you are using epics in a BRD, and then the user stories too. Why do we have them there?
Okay, basically, if you look at the question that came, the assignment that was given us, it came in different parts. So there was the BRD component, and then there was also, so if you look, I picked the, let me share the screen one more time so that you can see. Okay, I hope you can see. Now, so the first part of the assignment was to develop a BRD, okay? And then where we get to the epics, so here, this is the second part. It says write the epics and user stories for all the product feature sets and all functionalities. So this is why you see epics and user stories.
Can you show us the questions, please?
Okay, it's in a different folder. Let me show that to you. I'm loading it, so please. Okay, so let me share that. Let me share that screen. Can you see? Can you see? Hello? Am I on?
Yes, yes. I'm
Okay.
here.
So look at question 2 here. Okay. Write the epics and user stories. Okay, for all the product feature sets and all functionalities. Does that answer you?
Yes, but I want to know why it's part of the BRD. That's my question.
So if you look at the presentation I did, okay, there is a separation. So it begins with a BRD.
So maybe what NS is basically asking is that you could have maybe separated a document and say this is your business requirement document, because you don't want the epics and user stories to be part of the same document that you're presenting. So that's what maybe he's
okay. Okay, so I could separate the two. In fact, so all the three, yes. I could separate them. Yeah. Okay.
All right, go ahead with your question, guys, on the presentation, or the the BRD especially.
Okay. Thank you, Nana. Bismarck, can we see your presentation again? Just put it up.
Let me share the screen.
I think I heard you along the line. You did mention that there was an option for sign up customers, and then those who walk in, or those who register generally. And the sign up customers was related to the loyalty program that was being run. Okay, so I thought maybe you could have given a little detail about the sign up process, as in what the customer who is signing up was required to do, like the first name, the last name, the email. Because these are customers you are keeping track of, because you want to reward them in future because of their loyalty in sticking to the brand. Okay, so maybe you would have to look at that and then consider that in your update. I didn't hear anything about tracking, because I know that if a customer places an order and you tell the customer that in the next 1 hour, pizza will get to him, there should be a tracking process, so that at every point in time, the customer will be informed as to where the pizza is in its journey, right? Okay. You said 10 pizzas and 7 sodas, right? And I saw that you put some pictorial views. You added some pictures to try to explain your point. Can you take us to the pictures of the pizzas?
All right. About the pizza types.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so how many pizzas did you put up here for the purposes of illustration?
I had at least I have 10 there.
You have 10 pizzas.
Yes, I have 10.
Oh, okay.
Pizza types.
Pizza types.
So five for the handcrafted meat, and then I have also for the meatless, also 5.
Okay. So a little detail about each type would have been, I mean, ideal. Okay, but I like this one. It's good because it tells the customer, it doesn't make the customer wonder. You know, when you talk about super Hawaiian pizza, he sees the picture of the pizza and he can identify what exactly you mean. Okay, so, and then in your diagramming, do you have access to Lucy chart?
I think I signed up to it, but they want me to pay for it. I haven't paid yet, so they don't even allow me perform any function there. Every activity I want to do.
You don't have to
I signed
pay
up. I got the free, but it was not allowing me to do anything. When I do any activity, it says pay for it before you proceed or something. So I think
or maybe you click something else. That's why it's asking for that.
Maybe something I didn't take too much notice of.
Okay, so but this one goes to all of us. Let us see if we can all sign up to the Lucy chat, because it helps us to do a very clear and especially for the process flow diagrams. When you are doing a process flow diagram in your presentation, it helps you explain your points. Okay, so where you have to take decision points, you know, where you are making you're just making a point to illustrate what you are communicating. It helps the flow to be very clear and very nice. So let's see if we can sign up to the Lucy chat in future for further presentation. So generally, I think that it's not a bad presentation, but yes, the thing about your user stories and the epics too, right? I am not so concerned as to where you place it, but you know, I spoke about Yao's own. The user story must have only one goal, and it is advisable to split the stories with 2 goals. You know, so when you have 2 goals in your statement, it is advisable to split. So for example, this order creation, let's go point number 1 on order creation. You said, as a customer, I should be able to browse through the menu and look at the various pizzas and soda options available in the Pizzeria, along with the price for each item. This is a loaded user story, which should be split. Okay, you're having so many things in there. All right, so if you are talking about menu, talk about menu. If you are talking about soda, talk about soda. But I'm seeing menu, I'm seeing soda, I'm seeing Pizzeria, I'm seeing price. It's
all in one user story.
Okay. Yeah, so these are fun facts about the user story. Now, user story must have only one goal. So when you get the story jumbled up together like this, it's advisable to split it. Okay.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I just want to, and I think you know about the invest, that the user story must meet the invest acronym: independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. I think you know that.
Yes.
Yeah, so consider all these things, and when you do a brush up to your document, you put it in. And there was this bit also about the acceptance criteria, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you put up when the questioner asks you about you pointing to him where the question required you to do a user story, epic user story, and acceptance criteria. Yeah, so I just want to speak to the acceptance criteria bit. You know that the acceptance criteria, these are conditions that a software must satisfy in order to be accepted by the user. So you are speaking from the user's point of view. So everything that you say about the user story and then the acceptance criteria, you must have the customer or the end user in mind.
So yeah.
I think you would have to tweak a little bit your acceptance criteria and then your user story. I did say about Yao's own that the user story must contain 4 basic properties, 4 or 5: the role, the goal, the benefit or the outcome, the description, and then the acceptance criteria. So as a, you said as a customer, right? So that's the role. As a customer, what do you want to do so that you achieve what? So as a customer, I want the ability to do something so that the end is what we're looking at. But look at all the structure of your user story that you have presented here, and see if you would look at it again and then firm it up by brushing it up and doing a little thing.
Yeah, the benefits are missing in the user stories.
And in writing the user story, I think you know that as a customer, I want the ability to do certain things, perform certain functions, so that when you present it you shouldn't follow in the order that you have, the way that you have written it. Maybe when you come into the agile system, you will see how to structure it, and then, but for the sake of this presentation, just let us take it as a learning curve and help us in subsequent write-up. So that's just a word of note. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good feedback. Yeah, I've made some notes here. I will refine the documents further.
Hello, please, who was the last speaker?
Mr. Mwakwata.
Mr. Mwakwata.
You may not know him. He may be an external person who have joined us for the purpose of the assignment.
Oh, okay. They're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you.
He's a new person we are just meeting.
He's an external examiner.
So Charlie, I was like, this person is too much of a pro. Why is he in this place?
Charlie, you finished me, Charlie.
In his submission, he's literally said everything. So
yeah, I believe his comment. I believe his comment goes for all of us. I mean, as he's saying, I was also punching holes in my own work.
Leave one for me. Yeah, I was thinking in my head, like, leave one for me. No, but he's covered everything, and I think he actually covered them a lot better than most of us would have elaborated. So the only thing I don't know if I don't think he mentioned is the description. It's just the description of your user stories. That's all. Because the user stories didn't have descriptions.
Yeah,
especially
no, it didn't have the
benefits.
It didn't have the benefits. So the user story, we have the role, and then the goal, and then the benefit. So that part is what is missing, and I've taken note. I will work on it.
Yes. No, I'm actually talking about the description of the actual user story as to maybe what you need to be done with the particular user story to arrive at that acceptance criteria.
Okay.
That's what I mean. I think that's the only thing he didn't touch on.
Questions, guys. Any more question? I know we've already exceeded our time. Do you guys have any more question for Bismarck? His presentation, the structure, the clarity of thoughts, functional requirement, non-functional requirement, detail of the features themselves. Was he explicit enough? Or you guys think Bismarck has done a good job?
Yeah, but it's just that some of the comment that came, we equally see flaws in the work we have done. That
James, you said the whole thing out of my mouth.
We should also go back and rework on it. So we can't ask for that question. That also.
So you guys are afraid to ask. Are you guys just afraid to ask Bismarck all the questions so that he will not also be asking you guys, questions or what? Because there are a lot of things. Yeah, but thank you guys for coming. And I think again, like I always say, I do this so that you guys will learn from each other. Okay. By now, I expect that you guys should have groups by yourself, WhatsApp group by yourself that you guys get together. The only way that you guys will be successful, right, with this is that you guys should have separate groups. You get together on assignment, make sure that you've covered all your traces, covered all your features, make sure that if there's any elaboration or something that you guys might need, you guys get together, come back with me, and you guys have questions, come and ask. That is the only way. So I see that one of my professors is on the line today. Chris was part of the last batch, and that's the way he's punching holes in you guys, your work, right?
He has finished me.
And Chris should be coming more so that I can take some rest, right? He's not a key. Chris is now a T, so Chris becoming more so that I can rest, right? But
I have a quick question, just for clarity. The BRD, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've said a few things today, and considering what has been added, the contributions and all. So the BRD, when we started this whole thing, the initial idea I had in my head was like, okay, so because it's agile and we are consistently adding on to the project, and considering some of the references you even gave us, like there were updates to the BRD document, as and when modifications were made, the document was updated. So in my head, I was like, okay, you create a BRD, you have a minimum viable product, and then from there, maybe refinements start happening over time. And then the actual details of the development are happening inside the Scrum process. Okay, but as you have said today, it looks like you have to have the whole document actually already made. Is that what this whole thing is?
I'm not sure I'm following what you're saying. Whether the document will have to be already made. There's going to be elicitation and several, some iterations of putting the features, whatnot from the stakeholder. So there's going to be several touch points you're going to have with the stakeholder. So until you've getting clarity, stakeholder have shared all whatever that the vision, the strategy, the product, direction, etc. with you, that is a time that you have to finalize the BRD, right? We can have a different version of that product, maybe subsequent, after that. There's going to be a future enhancement. So that's why on the BRD, the front cover, you guys have version 1.0, 1. Whatever, to it, right? So yes. If there's going to be a future that we're going to add up, maybe next phase or the phase 2 or phase 3 or whatever, then, we're going to use the, some good versioning, standard. So maybe version 1.0, 1.1, 1.12, etc. So that anybody that picks the document, they will know that this is maybe an improved version or maybe a newer version from the old BRD that was produced for the old feature that, we deployed. So basically, we just have to move in that pattern or maybe that sequence. But for the current project, you make sure that, you get with the stakeholder, if you need to schedule, it doesn't matter, the number of meetings you need to have, but make sure that you have covered everything, right? You have adequate, coverage for the features that the stakeholder wants.
Okay.
And then you finalize everything. So by finalizing everything, that means we are all set, good to go. Any other new changes, whatever, we will have to go through some change management process, etc. We'll be talking about all those things in our next sessions, etc.
Okay, so if I understand, then it means the business requirement document has to be a full like contain everything that the customer wants in its totality before we start breaking it down into maybe epics and then create user stories and have the use cases and everything. Then we start developing it over time. But then
so this assignment, this assignment that you guys work on, it's pretty loaded, right? So there are questions from question 1, 2, 3. I don't know how many questions. Is it up to 4 or maybe 5? So the first question was, you guys work on a BRD. BRD is just big by itself, right? It's just standalone, independent. Yes. BRD. Yeah. And then because we started talking about agile stuff, user stories, epics, I wanted to get something out of you guys. Be able to point out, identify epics that are in these features. Identify user stories that are also in this feature. So that was another separate assignment by itself. And then all the other ones, I don't know, I've forgotten what about other ones, third, fourth, whatever question that was. Yeah. So they are all separate, independent, standalone questions by themselves, and they require separate answers, to them as well. But it was pretty, loaded. But it's just for me to understand if you guys are getting where we came from, where we were, which was the agile user stories, epics, etc. Be able to identify all these things for me, and then I'll be able to evaluate and assess you guys. Okay, you guys are getting it right. You're able to identify your epics, be able to identify and write user stories for the features that you've identified. And not only that, you proceed, do acceptance criteria, etc., etc. So I mean, it's just for me to be able to get some alignment, right, and ensure that you guys are really getting it. But BRD is comprehensive, right? BRD documentation is comprehensive by itself. And I think somebody asked a question around that. Why are you mixing all it together? Whatever. Somebody asked something like that. All right, guys. For those of you who didn't get a chance to present, maybe tomorrow I'll let you guys present, or maybe tomorrow we'll just continue with whatever that we need to do. But watch out for today. Let me know by I should be able to do this by 6 p.m. my time here, my local time. By 6 p.m. I have a lot of things going on, but I should be able to finish up with that. I should be able to provision your accounts into Jira. Then maybe tomorrow I might take one or two presentations from Jerome, Emmanuel Boysen, and Kojo, and then I'll start letting you guys play around and navigate in Jira. All this work that we are doing from the which project was the first one? What project did we work on? What was
embedded finance.
Embedded finance. Good. Embedded finance, and then the church, the pizza. You guys will transfer all this work into Jira. Tomorrow we're going to have a chance to start writing epics and creating user stories. So you guys will start bringing all this work, and then we'll begin to evaluate and assess and to sort of, start marking this work proper in that context, in that tool. That tool is going to be your go-to application for user stories, etc. And that is what most organizations they use, right? So maybe from tomorrow we'll start doing that. Depending on the presentation, how the rest of the presentation will go tomorrow. But hopefully we should have some time to get into Jira, and then you guys will do that. And I think something was due last night, right? There was an assignment that was due also last night. I hope you guys already turned it in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then what else? And then yeah, pretty much that's it. But Chris, becoming so that I can rest my Chris, you have to be coming so that I can rest more. I can rest more.
I will come as and when I have ample time to do.
You have some bandwidth
there. Chris, can you share with us your contact?
My contact.
Yes.
Yeah, you can put it in the Zoom.
Yes, we'll be grateful.
Chat box over there. But Chris, I can let me give you, Chris, 1 minute, and then talk to them about your project that you're working on, and how you coming along with the project itself, so that they'll get a feel about the real world. It's very important. Some of the things that you were telling them, you have to be professional. You have to demonstrate professionalism in your communication with stakeholders, setting up meetings and all of that. Let me give you 1 minute to do that, and then guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Nana, and thank you for being on this call. Like Nana did mention earlier, I was in the last batch, the April batch, and right from day one, I told Nana that this thing, I'm taking it as World Cup. It means that whatever assignment he gives, whatever he says, when he coughs, whatever he does, take it seriously. Because I know that there were some people on our call, some were not serious with the presentation, some were not submitting assignments, some were not doing a lot of things. Okay, but I can tell you that whatever you are doing, the facilitator is taking particular notice of it. Those who are doing detailed work and they are doing detailed presentation, he's taking notice of that, and it will tell at the end of the day. So just that's what I want to say on that. But well, currently I'm working with a company, and these BRDs and this JIRA that he mentioned, it depends on which company you're working with. Some have other names for it. There's what they call Rally, and then there is what they call Confluence and other things, but it's about the same thing. If you understand what you are doing here, how to write your epic, how to write your user story, and how to meet with stakeholders and all those things. We are meeting with people from all over the world, some from Canada, some from India, some from America, some from, wherever, okay? And when you are given the role, I believe that in the introduction, you were made to understand that some of you will be wearing the hat of a product owner, a business analyst, or a product manager. All these things are real out there. And when you are giving your assignment, you have to take charge. You are bringing, or you are exerting your influence on the assignment that has been given to you. And so you have to be professional. You really have to let the people know that, yes, you have an understanding of the agile environment. It's not everybody who work in an agile environment. Some will work in a waterfall environment. But all the same, I mean, the way you carry yourself about and you bring yourself into the job will let the people know whether you really know your stuff and all that. Okay, so this is what I can say about that. And when you get yourself onto a project, you are building a CV for yourself. You are writing your own testimonial, right? And it will open doors for you in the future. So guys, just take it serious. What you are doing for this 3 months or 2 months is a whole 4-year semester course that people would have done elsewhere. It's a compressed syllabus that you are being taught. So don't let these interactions be the final, like when you are taught these things, then that is all. Do extra reading, go out of your way, do reading. Like he said, you can form project groups. I think you're about 10 or so. You can form groups of 2, 3, 4 people. Oh, Charlie, this presentation, I didn't understand. What do we need to clarify? Because Obianco differs for Hanum, you understand. It is for us to prop ourselves up and for us to challenge ourselves and pull ourselves along. In our group, what I did was that I called a few guys together after the main presentations like this. We created a different WhatsApp group, and then we reviewed what has been, for example, today, what has been learned. Then we went over it, and then we discussed it, and then I can tell you that all those guys that I formed a group with, they are all on projects right now, and then they are working, because we saw that if we help ourselves together, everybody will achieve more. That's teamwork, okay? So go out of your way, interact with each other, things you don't understand, ask behind the scenes questions and help each other. And for those who are also not pulling themselves along, you have a particular deficiency or difficulty, just call for help.
There's no shyness in calling for help. Oh, bro, I don't understand this. Can you explain it for me? Like I did say, we will be in defense or harm, we understand, but we have to help ourselves. We have to push ourselves along, and let's get along. You know, system in my idea. And if you get to get a project outside, and you begin to see, you know, the things that are coming in for you, you can do a lot for yourself. So that's what I would like to say. And it shouldn't end even after the project. You should continue building the fellowship, building the relationship. And I believe the sky will be our limit. Thank you so much, Nana, for this.
Thank you, guys. I mean, you know, if you want to reach out to Chris, I don't know whether he put his number over there, but you guys can, you know, reach out to him, pin him directly or whatever if you want to talk to him. And I know, is it Kenneth? Somebody, I think Kenneth, somebody went to Robert. Robert is working. I think it was Robert who told me this week or somebody. Is it Kenneth, right? Kenneth. I think you went to the home of Robert. He already looking over his shoulders of what he's doing. But you know, it's all good. I like it, right? I like people, you know, who are ready to learn and do all that. So Robert is working, and you went over to his place to go and see what he's working on or something. I think somebody told me something like that. But it's all good. So like, you know, Chris said, everything over here is real. You got to take it serious. Okay, so Chris has put his phone number over there. So get it. Tomorrow, we will continue. Jerome, Kojo, and then the Mother Boys, and I'll let you guys do a quick presentation tomorrow. And then after that, I should have your accounts all provisioned in Jira, and then, you know, I'll let somebody, you know, take the lead, and I'll show you guys how to create an epic, how to create user storage, etc., in Jira. So that's going to be the thing for tomorrow, you know, tomorrow, the agenda for tomorrow. All right, guys.
So Nana, I would like to quickly say that I've shared my number, but you know, sometimes you might call me, you will not get me because, you know, you are living in Ghana, you are working abroad. Okay, so the time zone, the time differences. Yeah, but if you send me a WhatsApp or something, I mean, I will definitely respond. But calling, sometimes you might call. I'll be on a project. I'm in a discussion with stakeholders. We are doing meetings and all that. So I might not be able to pick it up. But if you
so the best times, I would say that, you know, the best times to get a hold on everybody is, you know, call him after 9 p.m. right? He's working on Eastern time, right? So his Eastern time, he ends. I think his you know, 5 p.m. here. It's gonna be like 9 p.m. in Ghana or something like that. So don't call him during, you know, like, you know, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., etc. You know, no. Yeah, he's gonna be on meetings, etc. So don't call around that time. You can call him in the morning, right? In the morning, Ghana time, by before 10 a.m. But don't call him anytime after Ghana time, you know, 10 a.m. because he's getting into his projects, working on certain things. But if you want to reach out to him, do that after 9 p.m. right? Do that after 9 p.m. or weekends. You know, I think weekends is also, you know, good if you want to get a feel at something. You know, weekends will also be best as well. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow.